Last time on the Ending Podcast, and we're going to be start screaming that there are pedophiles in the presidency. Which, speaking of pedophiles, you want to know who else is a goddamn pedophile? Austin Jones.
Your segues are shit, and you should feel bad.
And now we return to the Ending Podcast.
Hello, everybody. My name is Hodosam, and welcome to the Ending Podcast. Here today, I'm joined by the fucking filthy nonce boombox.
Hey, fuck you.
And you deserve that. And you deserve that. Don't even fucking try to act like you didn't there, you fucking shit.
Because of that, I'm now gonna go get a Coke because of you, so fuck you.
Alright, well, yeah, so we said that we were gonna do a part 2, but instead of part 2, we're just gonna do it like its own separate thing because that honestly would make more sense in the long run, so that's what we're gonna do now.
Hodosam rapes me in my sleep all the time.
I do not do that because that is fucking awful and against the law, and also sure? I'm not a filthy nonce like you fucking dickhead.
Oh. Okay.
No, I am probably don't start a word spinning match with me, kiddo. I'll fucking wreck you like I'm fucking Ice Cube.
You know what? Just for that,
we're gonna have if we have a fucking rap off, I will fucking school you. I may be white, but I'm also not white, so I will fucking destroy you.
Slim Shady looking motherfucker.
I look nothing like him. That is what the fuck. Do I look like a fucking half balding? Well, not really balding, but do I look like a fucking hood dude
you're just
from Detroit?
You're just a balding ginger.
Did you just say that?
Yes, dude.
This is why you're a fucking. Okay, well, we need to get past the beginning, or else we can't do anything else, because we are both very without Reptile here, we both fucking hate each other. So this is the issue that we run into. We don't
hate each other. We just flick shit at each other all the time because that's how.
I genuinely do not like you.
Oh.
JK, lol. Oh. Okay, that was retarded. You have started to get me to do that, and I do not appreciate that. My voice is my voice, and I do not appreciate it whenever someone else goes to getting me into bad vocal habits.
Hey, now you know how I feel whenever I'm working my job with a government maintenance facility. I have this one guy that I work with who, I swear to God, every single day, he just tells me to, like, go fuck myself. And I've just gotten into that mood where I just walk in, and before he can even say it, I just say, go fuck yourself. Even if my supervisor is in that room, I'll just walk in there and just say it. Because I just don't care. And I'm just like, you want to be an asshole? I can be an asshole back. And he's the same.
You are quite physically the worst employee.
Well, no.
And that is like...
Okay.
Wow.
A government maintenance facility. Okay, remember, I do road work.
I have the biggest shit-eating grin on my face right now, so don't take it seriously.
I do road work. I know you're fucking with me, but I do road work for a living. The kind of guys that I work with are all rough around the edges.
I ship post Vine compilations for a living. Get on my level. I just wanted to say that to see what would happen.
Well, you kind of had me die a little bit on the inside, so congrats.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, let's actually do the podcast thing now.
No. We are technically doing the podcast. We're just doing a little bit of filler before we get into the good old.
This is not filler. This is us berating each other, continuing a fucking conversation that we had prior to record. Prior to recording, it's just us yelling at each other stupid fucking insults because we're children.
Hey, at least people get to know how we act like outside of the actual podcast. But hey, that's just me saying it. Okay, you want to talk about something? Let's get down to business.
Okay, first things first. I gotta say something real quick before we go any further. I know this is kind of fucking stupid, but what's really funny is the fact that the way that we're talking, it just reminded me that if I were to be a news host, and I would do a transition, I would just be able to look straight face into the camera and just say, "Back to you, dickhead," and then that would just be it. That would be literally it. I would be the most fucking straight faced person ever, just saying, "Back to you, cunt face," and they would say, "What?" And I said, "Shut up, dickhead," and then just completely straight faced.
I could probably get away with that if I worked on it a little bit, just doing that straight faced.
No, I can do it perfectly. As natural gift as I have permanent resting bitch face. Like,
oh, you're just...
I can. If you come up to me, I look fucking terrifying, but then you actually talk to me, and I'm like,
dude,
oh,
you're just a fucking
you're kind of nice.
You're just a faggot.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, but people say I look terrifying, and it's really funny.
Let's actually stop beating around the bush.
Yeah, let's stop being retarded. And
so
just do
E3 has been going on over the weekend and all throughout the week. In fact, when we recorded this on the 15th of June... it was the third and final day of E3 being open. So, I'd say...
Jeff?
Jeff, I want to kind of fucking sit here and bash on Microsoft a little bit. Because
Okay, can I take the first fucking swing, though?
Yeah.
This is important.
I'll let you take
the fucking Xbox One X looks like a JVC VCR. I am not fucking joking. It looks like a JVC VCR. From like there's a specific model too. It was like a 1990 something model. I can't remember that.
Yeah.
But there is a particular model. It looks exactly like it. It has the same coloring and everything.
I think I remember seeing someone on Twitter posting that comparison, and I was just like, I died a little bit on the inside. But hey, you want to know what's kind of interesting? Is the fact that Xbox One X is essentially just an extended version of Xbox One X.
Why don't they just call it the fucking Xbox 2? Like, it's a completely different fucking console. I mean, it may run the same software, but it's fucking different. Like, it's completely different. Like, fucking hell. The hardware is different? No. This is Xbox One X. Get your fucking naming scheme out of your ass. Like, holy fucking shit.
Well, no, here's the thing.
Like, this legit makes me angry.
Hey. Technically hardware-based, it is quote-unquote different in terms of its computing capabilities. In terms of overall graphical computation power, it has 6 teraflops of graphical computation power.
It's just an HP laptop shoved inside of a fucking JVC VCR box.
It's pretty much
that is like, what it is.
It's pretty much like your $700 budget PC, to be honest. Like, about it's essentially your PC console killer budget PC going on there. Like, that 6 teraflops is about what you're gonna get out of that. Not
even that, because you can get a fucking 1060 on sale for like $200. Like, come on.
Yeah, I know, it is fucking stupid, but
this is ridiculous. And they're selling it for $500. I could literally make a console in my sleep.
Yeah,
that would be better than this.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
come on, like, guys.
eBay is a good friend of ours for a reason. But before you go continuing to fucking harp on this for a moment, let me actually say something. I'm
sorry, I'm so angry.
The interesting thing that I want to fucking bash Microsoft for is the fact that despite the fact that they're saying it's the most powerful console, and I'm more speaking to the Xbox fanboys out there who are jerking it off to the Xbox One X, which I'm hoping that is far and few between. A Xbox that has 6 teraflops of computational power does not mean jack shit. Got a fucking NVIDIA GTX 1080 Ti Founders Edition has 11.5 teraflops of graphical computation power. With that kind of shit, you can do 4K 60 FPS on almost any, or no, it's pretty much any on any title that supports 4K natively.
And I'm also going to be completely honest here too. It's not the most powerful console. It is the most powerful console stock. A PlayStation 3 overclocked is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't.
6 teraflops, more like 72. Like, fucking. The cell processor in itself it's so fucking. That's one of the reasons why the PS3 didn't do well. It was because it was way too fucking ahead of its time.
Yeah.
So sell processors like a fucking VCR. It's legitimately a VCR processor. It's the same processor that they used in the Sony Blu-ray players and their smart TVs. But let's put that in perspective for a moment. Fuck. Smart TV processing was, by Sony. It was the first thing to render 4K.
Yeah.
It was the first chip on a TV that was capable of rendering 4K there's no fucking problem. It just did it.
Still understand though with like consoles, especially with the PS3, most of those games were running at maybe medium graphics. Some of those games maybe high graphics.
Oh no, medium graphics on a PC, yeah, but that's because it didn't have a dedicated GPU.
Yeah, no, but like
excuse me, let me correct myself. It did, but it was like the equivalent of like a 930.
Yeah. If that even existed. I don't even think that fucking exists.
Yeah, I know.
I think the lowest you could go is a fucking 950 and that's about it.
No, the lowest is 940.
Oh, seriously? Oh, well, shit.
You're close. There was... It's really sad because if there was a way to run the cell chip on a dedicated PC,
yeah, and
you could run multiples of it, it would be strong as fuck.
Yeah. But like that...
like I'm talking levels of like Threadripper.
But another thing to even kind of bash Microsoft about, and this is like stepping away from the Xbone X, is the exclusives. The number of exclusives. Like, okay, I get it. You're trying to market your console so that it's favorable, and I get it that you guys are handicapped at the moment because Sony over there with their PS4 Pro just kicked the ever-loving shit out of you. But like, come on, man. Fucking come on. The number of exclusives actually kind of pissed me off because it just shows that Microsoft's willing to stoop to any level. And I get it, they're trying to do double pleasing with the PC community, but like, I don't fucking care about the PC's the Windows store. I don't give a shit. I barely use it. In fact, if I had an opportunity to uninstall it, I would uninstall that fucker. I don't care. So
agreed there, but allow me to put my 2 cents in on this regarding the exclusives.
Yeah.
Half of the shit that they say are exclusive will actually come out on the PS3. It's technically false advertising.
Yeah.
And the reasoning, but sorry, did I say PS3? I meant to say PS4.
Yeah.
And it will most definitely come to Steam eventually. The thing is that whenever a company says that a game is an exclusive, it will always eventually come to PC.
Yeah.
Excluding like some gems like Shadow of the Colossus, and that was specifically developed for a console. Whereas games like, Assassin's Creed Origins, which is going to come out, which they said was an exclusive on Xbox One X. Sorry. That will most indefinitely come to PC because you have to remember a business has to make money.
Yeah.
So, knowing Ubisoft, they will bring it. Like, it's like for saying, there's only like a couple of companies that do fucking.
Most AAA titles are guaranteed a limited exclusivity, so it's like I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned about it. It pisses me off that this shit happens in this industry. What happened to getting along at one point or another? Like, these companies started lowballing each other, and it just devolved into childish bullshit like this.
I wouldn't call it childish. I would call it people not doing proper strategies. There's a difference. I wouldn't necessarily call it childish. The only time that I would ever call it like something childish like this is whenever Sony, whenever the PS4 and Xbox One. Yeah. That E3 presentation.
Fucking
Microsoft was so bad. Like we all knew it, but meanwhile Sony's over here and they're like, let's rub this in.
Yeah, they're just being as equally as bad, and it's just like, what the fuck?
Like, you have no point in doing that. That's so incredibly rude.
And allow me to make this very clear. both companies are shit in my opinion. I don't care what you think.
I will say this real quick, is I believe that their gaming divisions are shit. I do not believe that they are shit.
Oh yeah,
There's
no.
There's a fucking
like, try to understand that's what I'm implying, but like, yeah, people can read that differently. But since we're on the topic of E3, I think most people kind of get it. That I'm talking about the consoles, and all you console fanboys out there, you can go ahead and throw your shit at me.
Excuse me? I'm a console fanboy, but I do not agree with these particular consoles.
I'm talking about Microsoft and Sony. The two fuckers on that side can throw shit at me all they want. I'm sorry, I will stick with PC. I will always stick with PC, to be fair. Like, back when I was a fucking ignorant little child, yeah, sure, I'd probably go for, like, an Xbox 360 or something like that. But, like, and even to this day, like, some of the Xbox 360 exclusives, I would totally be okay with getting a fucking Xbone Globe to do that. But, hey, guess what? Most of them I can get on Steam anyways. The only ones that I can't get are a lot of the Guitar Heroes or Rock Bands or some shit like that. Like, I know with, like, Rock Band 2 or something like that, I could get it on a Wii and I could play it, but, like, in most cases, I prefer to stick to fucking Nintendo. That's about it. If I'm gonna do any sort of console gaming. But even then, I mainly just spend my time on PC, because that's...
I believe... Okay, this is where I'm going to throw my 2 cents in real quick.
Yeah.
Again, sorry.
No, that's
I believe that the PS4 is a perfectly valid console because it does not take away... It has proper exclusives, and it doesn't take away from... And, doesn't have true DRM software or anything like that. It physically in itself does its job.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Microsoft's tries to be 1,000 things at once.
Yeah.
Like the PS4, it may be able to double as a VCR, but Sony knows at its core that this console is just that. It's a console.
Yeah.
Like, they know that. Whereas Xbox, they're trying to make it into their Wonder Machine.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sorry for saying Xbox. I should say Microsoft.
Well, both companies are guilty of that. Try not to fucking lose your way there.
I know.
Both of them are guilty of that conundrum exactly. And
I know that, but Sony realized that. That's the thing.
Yeah. No, and fair enough, I'll give them that bone there. It doesn't take away from the fact that I don't care for either company's consoles, hands down. Like, I'd prefer to stick with Nintendo because never at any point did Nintendo...
Praise be to Nintendo, actually.
Yeah. Oh my god. We'll leave that one.
We'll get there.
We'll leave that one for the end, because I want to do as much bashing as I want to on these topics, and praise the ones that I want to praise the ones that I think deserve the praise. So, like, just moving away from Microsoft, we'll jump over to the Bethesda booth a little bit, if you will, and we'll talk about that for a little bit, because
that was a fucking train wreck.
Oh god.
Todd Howard's Hour of Lies.
Ah, shit. Yeah.
Help, Sony's trapped me in the Nintendo Switch and I can't get out. Fucking...
Like, literally the only
the
only good thing that came out of that was Wolfenstein 2. That was the only thing.
Wolfenstein 2, and if The Evil Among Us isn't a disappointment, then...
I didn't really pay too much attention to Evil Within 2, so it's like, I don't care too much. Then again, I wasn't all partial with the Evil Within to begin with, so it's like, people's mileage may vary. Like, I do hope the best for that game, and I do hope it actually is a good game, because if it is, I might actually grab it and fucking play it. And also, you should probably tell your dog to shut the fuck up before I lynch it.
He just woke up. Shut the fuck up.
Anyway,
he literally just woke up. Let him do a thing.
No,
come here, bud. Come here, Max. Come here, bud.
But anyways,
he's itching his nuts. He's good.
No. Like, with Skyrim coming to the Switch, yeah, it would be nice to see the concept for it, but still in the end...
Hey, Skyrim.
Dude, don't even fucking get me started
Skyrim is announced 3 times.
Yeah.
6-year-old game announced 3 times.
What a fucking joke.
Oh my god. I personally, I love Skyrim. I'm actually currently playing it right now. Fuck. which is really funny. But, here's the issue. It's a 6-year-old game.
Bethesda, make a new.
They're releasing. No, they are right now. We know that they have multiple RPGs currently in development. They even said it themselves. Like, if you actually paid attention to some of the things that people were saying whenever they're doing the introductions during the Bethesda booth,
yeah,
we know for a fact they have multiple RPGs in the work, which is fantastic news.
I wish they would stop fucking around and just give us the 6th Elder Scroll already.
They need ESO to make a little bit more money.
Fuck.
Not to mention, it's currently in heavy development. You do know about the Fallout Elder Scrolls developer cycle thing, right?
Yeah, I'm well aware of it.
It's Fallout gets developed. Fallout has a full development team, and then 1/3 of that development team also works on the Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah.
Until the other one's released, and then vice versa. It's like climbing a ladder in a sense.
Yeah, it's just, the game is 6 years old. It took them God knows how long to make another Fallout game, and it's gonna take them God knows how long to make this fucking 6th one. And I wish
they've been working on the. Okay, Fallout 4 came out 2 years. Was it last year or 2 years ago?
I'm wanting to say it's been about 2 years now. Let me double check.
Well, yeah, go check that real quick. Because here's the thing, though. Because if it's been 2 years, then the next Elder Scrolls game is pretty much due to come out next year.
It was released 2 years ago.
Yeah, so the next Elder Scrolls game is soon TM.
But remember, they announced Fallout 4 VR and Skyrim VR.
Which is fine. Not really, but they're going off of with Skyrim at the moment is they want mods to carry it until the next Elder Scrolls comes out, because the big thing that's going to be happening with Bethesda is that they're shifting a lot of their development to outside sources, if you didn't know this.
I did not know that, but still that doesn't...
And that's the whole thing. Okay, here's where the paid mods come in. I despise the fact that they did this.
Oh, yeah, no, this pissed me off.
But, like, the whole paid mods thing, they didn't learn their fucking lesson the first time, but allow me to explain what's going on with that. They're doing it as a way to introduce more creators to the Elder Scrolls series so that they can... not Elder Scrolls, but to their engine.
Yeah.
Past and present, because the Fallout 4 is developed on a completely different engine. It's the first game developed on their new engine, I think, that is not an FPS.
Mm-hmm.
I.e. Wolfenstein or Doom.
Yeah.
That and it carried itself very well, and this is going to be the next engine the next Elder Scrolls comes on. After this next that's done, then they're going to be coming out with a new engine after the next Elder Scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
It's the that's their engine cycle.
Yeah.
And how it goes.
Again, like I said, it shouldn't be this fucking hard. It really shouldn't be. If they're gonna...
Oh, no, it's not hard. They're just taking their time. And personally, I'd rather them take their time and not rush the game than try to release their game as soon as they gets done out of development.
Well, I'm not,
because we already saw what happened with Skyrim whenever it first got released. Remember?
Yeah, no, I know it was buggy.
The fucking bugs. Oh my god.
But like with the game specifically, you think that there'd actually be, hey, we are in fact in the process of developing this game. You think there'd be actually.
Okay, there's another thing that I need to say as well regarding the E3 presentation from Bethesda.
Mm-hmm.
All they showed this year was games that were coming out currently in that year. That's all they show.
Well, no, that's most companies.
But here's another issue. Bethesda doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Bethesda usually shows everything. So
someone's been fucking
they have something up their sleeves.
Yeah. And they're not going to show us until E3 2018, which is just fucking beautiful.
No, it'll be sooner than that. Gamescom, maybe.
I don't think Gamescom at all. Like, I think, honestly, they are saving all their major announcements for E3 at this point. Like, anything they claim to be major, I think they're going to be doing that. And, like, remember last year with E3 2016, all the massive announcements happened around that time, or was it 2015? I can't quite remember anymore.
It was 2015 because that whenever Fallout 4 was remember the hype behind Fallout 4, and then whenever the game released, it was a disappointment because they had rushed development time because everyone kept pushing them to make it.
Yeah, true. But it's like,
and they also made a bunch of bad decisions because of this.
Yeah.
And one of my least favorite decisions that they made was the introduction of a voice actor for the main protagonist, because that makes it way harder to mod.
Yeah.
Well, and they weren't able to take it out in time because they were put on a schedule by their, what was that? If I remember correctly, they were put on a schedule by their VP of marketing. That was extremely unrealistic.
Well, of course.
And by the way, that same guy did the presentation this year. So if you guys want to blame a scapegoat to blame the fact that it didn't do well, good blame.
Yeah. So I know you're derailing. I'm going to be derailing here quite a bit, but essentially this just in. If anyone is familiar with the 2 Georgia inmates that escaped, they have been caught in Tennessee. There was a $94,000 bounty on their heads for either their capture or their death.
Really? What the fuck happened? I didn't.
So okay. Let me explain this, and then we'll get back to talking about E3. So essentially, what happened here was that 2 Georgia inmates, what was it? They essentially made a prison break happen, and they killed two penitentiary officers in the process of doing that. And essentially they were on the run, essentially, and people were the officers were trying to get these fuckers back. And I'm wanting to say, let me see here, oh, hang on. So take that back. It looks like the bounty went from $94,000 to $130,000 for them. So, yeah, a bit of an oddball in that one, but that's kind of interesting because I've been keeping tabs on that, and honestly, my condolences to the 2 officers' families. That's honestly a shitty situation to be in, but fucking thank God those 2 little assholes are caught.
I know, I agree with you completely. Fuck those guys, man.
Okay, back to E3. Back to E3. Sorry for that.
Bethesda's fucking stupid. We can stop covering that. We're all very salty.
Yeah,
we
there was only about maybe 1 or 2 announcements that were actually interesting. I'm more interested about Wolfenstein 2, mainly because one of the characters does LSD. And if you're playing as the character and not as the guy who does the LSD, you probably get to see him act completely insane, and it's just probably gonna be fucking humorous to watch.
I love that game. It's gonna be such a fucking joy to play, actually. Like, and also the last Wolfenstein game, just the actual gameplay mechanics of it.
Oh yeah,
was good.
Oh yeah,
it was. I physically cannot fault that.
Yeah. Okay.
That was good.
So,
what I will say though,
let's get in. Okay, go ahead.
Is that it was very short.
Oh yeah.
It needed to be longer. They did not take their time.
Yeah.
But that's just Bethesda. You can't stop that. Actually, no, sorry. It wasn't Bethesda who developed the game. I don't even want to say that. They're just a publisher. Whoops.
Oh well. Anyways, what did you think of fucking Beyond Good and Evil 2? At least that announcement.
That looks really fucking fun.
Like, okay.
I am excited.
I can't quite fully remember all the shit that happened in the original Beyond Good and Evil, and I probably need to buy that game and play it again so that I can get a full understanding of it. The one thing I'm not too thrilled about is all the character dialogue. I know that fuck is essentially a common common word to use in our repertoire, but holy shit, the amount of times that it was used all throughout that, it's come on, man, you guys got a brighter way of doing this.
Are you sure about that?
I am pretty certain of it.
Okay, I agree with you completely. I was just saying that for me.
Fuck you. But I do have hopes for this. I do have extremely high hopes for this game, because the one thing that I can at least remember very clearly about fucking Beyond Good and Evil was that it was a fucking beautiful game for its time.
Oh no, they're both beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong. The cinematic alone looks fucking amazing, but it's like the dialogue I feel like could have been structured a little bit more intelligently instead of just being like so casual about just fucking derogatory terms or fucking just slang in general. I feel like there could have been some intelligence put behind the utilization of slang instead of it being like the next hella. And for that, I think I should probably blow my brains out, but I'm not going to do that because we still need to get this shit done. Anyways,
hey, let's Life is Strange, the prequel.
Oh,
fucking
shit.
Wowza, Max, watch me fidget my spinner while I watch this Final Fantasy movie. Isn't it hella lit? Smokes blunt.
Smokes blunt and spins her fidget spinner on her
nipples or some shit because she's the edgy blue-haired generic character.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna really touch on that for too long because it's just like that game was a mistake. Anyone who thinks it's actually it is an actually good game.
I think the first one was decent, but at the same time, it made me want to jump off the bridge. So
I did not like that game at all. I did not like it to begin with, and I will never like the next games or the games that come into the future that are even remotely tethered to this fucking series. I hope that goddamn game specifically dies in a fiery accident. To say the least, anyways. So
yeah, it's not that bad. I've definitely played worse.
I don't know. I mean, like,
any Telltale game that is not The Wolf Among Us or The Walking Dead.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I won't fault you there. So avoiding that gay ass shit. Assassin's Creed Origins and or Far Cry 5. I liked Far Cry 5 quite a bit.
Far Cry 5, I am okay with that game because it's fucking cool. But actually, Assassin's Creed Origins, can we not, please?
Yeah, like the franchise got old after like what, the third or fourth game?
Yes. In my opinion, it was the third.
Yeah. Like I don't know why Ubisoft thought this series was good. I have a coworker who's like, oh yeah, this game's gonna be like fucking lit as shit, and I'm like, okay, like the series was good up until like maybe Unity or whatever.
You know what? I will give it this though. I don't think storyline it's gonna be there, but what I do think it's gonna shine. I feel like it's gonna shine in the environment.
Yeah, that might be about it, but like environment's not gonna fucking structure a story-based game that well. Because you got to remember, Assassin's Creed is pretty heavily reliant on its story. Like, avoiding all the mechanics or all the game mechanics and what have you is, like, the story is a pretty heavy part about this game in general. So it's like, I don't really want to fucking like this game, but it's like, maybe it might actually be good. But then all the same, it's like, oh, wait, it's Assassin's Creed, so never mind, it's going to be shit anyways.
Yeah.
Unless they
I know that feeling. I felt that same way about 3. I don't think 3 really was a good representation of the series in the long run. It just didn't feel like didn't feel appropriate.
Unless they pull a fucking rabbit out of their hats, I genuinely think this game's gonna be fucking shit. But you wanna know what else I think is gonna be shit? Destiny 2. And it's fucking beta.
I personally I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt.
I'm not.
If Activision, this is the one good thing that they're good at.
No, this is Bungie.
Whenever it comes, remember it's Bungie and Activision.
Oh yeah, true. That's right. What am I thinking?
That's one thing that Activision takes to heart because they know it won't make them any fucking money if they don't. It's criticism.
Yeah.
As ridiculous as that is.
Yeah.
It is in fact criticism. Yo, is your audio alright? If for any that don't know what the fuck's going on his end, it just sounds like death. But I'm perfectly willing to give it the benefit of the doubt because Activision knows they're not going to be able to make any money unless it's good.
Sorry about that.
So I feel like it's safe.
I will fucking edit all of that out. That was, I don't know what the fuck happened there.
Mm-hmm.
Am I at least sounding good Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But you heard what I said,
Oh,
right?
yeah, no, I heard everything. Yeah. I must have bumped, like, my auxiliary or my XLR cable. I probably need to get this cable replaced with something a little bit more high quality. Because...
I get that.
Yeah. Anyways, fucking, as we were.
Is that a fucking dragon priest? Holy fucking shit.
Oh. Anyways,
whoops.
fucking... Yeah, so like I was saying before, my fucking audio decided to take a shit on itself. Assassin's Creed Origins, or no, fucking...
I don't have hopes for Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh no, it was Destiny.
But I do
have Destiny 2, right?
I have hope for Destiny. I will give Destiny the benefit of the doubt.
Really don't.
I've always wanted to like the game. It's a shame that the first one wasn't too good. But I know that they'll do the right thing coming around with this one. This is a fucking dragon priest, and he's fucking riding my cock.
Oh.
Die, you filthy fucking dragon fucker.
Okay.
Fucking furry piece of shit. Fucking float.
With the issue that I see is that a lot of the bad feelings that I get about this game are all stemming from the first Destiny and how they fucking rode the whole PC porting train for so long, and then they just up and turned around and said, "Oh, hey, we're not bringing it to PC."
The second one is coming to PC though.
That's what everyone keeps saying. Remember, Bungie has screwed people over before.
Oh no, I know that for a fact, but here's what I'm thinking. I don't think. Remember what they say. It's co-made by Activision. The Activision is their publisher. They physically will not allow them to do that. Oh no, because they know it'll fuck them in the ass.
Oh no, they'll allow it. Trust me, they'll allow it. Because remember with COD, Activision has already fucked themselves over in that department.
Well, yeah, but you have to remember, COD is under like 15 fucking developers at this point. Like,
yeah, but what I am saying is that, you know, Activision has screwed over a franchise before with their creations. I don't care about the other developers a part of COD. I care about Activision, and I care about Bungie. Because Bungie has fucked over other franchises. Shall we talk about Halo for a second?
Like, that's fucking Microsoft's fault, in my opinion.
It's not just Microsoft's fault.
I know it's not. I know there's a lot of people to blame in that situation, but I feel like it is majoritively Microsoft's fault.
And like, okay,
they should have treated Bungie better.
So
or maybe it would have gone better for them in the long run. Come on.
So hear me out. Despite if by chance this PC release is an actual thing, guess what? Beta's on PS4 exclusively first. Dang, PS4 gets it all first. And that brings up my same issue yet again, is that console exclusivity needs to die, just like how PC exclusivity needs to die. I get it that in some cases there is the conundrum that lies where PC exclusivity cannot be avoided because of situations like the development team is too small to be able to handle that kind of capacity of development.
Well, I disagree. I would like to discourage you this. I believe that PC exclusivity fuck my life. PC exclusive have a different rule book than I would say console exclusive stuff.
Well, that's where I was going with it, was that, you know...
But I know that you were, but here's the thing, though, is that I want to say regarding console exclusives, it's the only way to keep a console going.
Yeah.
That is literally it, and that's the only reason it exists. As long as consoles exist, there will always be exclusives. And to be perfectly honest with you, if it makes people happy and it keeps people playing games, I don't have an issue with it.
It will never make all people happy, and that's the thing. It's like, I'm okay if people want to play console. I don't have an issue if people want to play console. What I have an issue is with the console development companies wanting to do planned exclusivities on fucking game titles, especially AAA titles like Destiny 2, Call of Duty, Skyrim, Wolfenstein. The list goes on and on and on and on.
Skyrim's not in that list anymore because Skyrim is on that list.
I know it's not on that list, but understand that's where it was at when it was being originally released back in like 2012.
Actually, no. Back in it was released on 11/11/11. And also, something else that needs to be said is that point. the only issue that they were having was with the PS3 port, and that's because the PS3 just in general was just too far ahead for the fucking game developers, and it was way too hard to develop a game for.
Like I get it,
but the PS3 was developed so that you could take a game to it, but you couldn't port it over the Xbox, and the Xbox was built vice versa. And they got the PC dev kit first. Well, what goes better with PC, Xbox? So, you know.
Yeah, but it's just like it's when companies for consoles actively try to lowball its competition to get consoles on their platform first. That's where I'm seeing my main issue with, and it's and it's clear.
You meant to say games there.
You get the fucking point. You get the fucking point. I know. Like and Bungie is falling for this shit again because I know it's gonna make them money. I know that PS4 is a popular system. I get it, but like the lowballing that's coming out of Sony and Microsoft, for that matter, both sides are guilty of this. It's fucking pathetic. I get it that it's the only way to keep your consoles going, but like you're gonna actively try to lowball the other your competition to try to get more money. What a bunch of fucking shills. God, fucking damn it.
Yeah, I know it's bad. Don't worry.
And like,
it's nothing to get all freaking your fucking knickers in a bunch for. To be completely honest, because if it's gonna exist the way that exists right now, then it's gonna exist as a conscious business decision. It has to exist right now in its current form. It won't in a couple of years because with the way the consoles are moving right now and the fact that they're just becoming slowly becoming lower budget PCs, then it'll change. But for right now, we just have to grit our teeth and bear with it until time changes.
Understand? I used to live and breathe software development companies. I used to sit here and analyze these companies day in and day out. Cause that's what I love. I still love it to this day, but I got a full-time job doing city work. I don't have the time to just be sitting here pondering because I have to be watching my ass for fucking cars trying to run me over. And for the record, 2 days ago, I nearly got my ass dinged onto the fucking ground by a goddamn Californian. God fucking damn it. But
California bad, bro.
Oh my god, Californians are just horrible drivers here in Oregon. Like,
but anyway, let's stop getting sidetracked. We'll go back to E3 and fucking software and shit because we are all very well. I'm not that angry.
I'm pretty fucking pissed with this.
We'll go back to exclusives maybe at another time, but it's taking up way too much time.
It's whatever.
I feel like Destiny 2 could be good, could be bad. Who fucking knows? It's Bungie. And Activision, like combining those two together is like combining piss and shit. So you know,
and like quickly kind of brushing over Sony's bullshit. Like, I hope for the PSVR to die already because it's just been garbage this entire time. Spider-Man, hey, there's actual hope for that. I actually kind of like the idea of a Spider-Man game. And then God of War should have died off a long time ago. Like, it was very clear with God of War 3. I'm wanting to say that it just needed to go away. So. I don't know. What are your inputs on that?
In my opinion, I believe that. Sorry. Give me one moment. There's just something stupid just happened. I'm just looking at my dog, and he's just giving me this stupid grunt. So I'm thinking that like he just shit on the floor someplace, and I'm like smelling it out.
Oh.
No, but in my opinion, regarding what was it?
Fucking God of War, Spider-Man, and then Sony's like
Spider-Man looks fucking lit.
Yeah, I do like that. And
holy shit.
Thirdly, the massive push that Sony did for their PSVR.
PSVR, I am fine with PSVR existing because it needs to exist for the longevity of VR. It has to exist because VR eventually will be replacing like controllers and shit. We all know that is a movement in the industry that is going to happen eventually.
It's a reality, but the thing is, on the PC side, I'm sorry if there's somehow a VR developer on here, you guys need to fucking figure out your shit with software development. Like, it really isn't that hard. I have toyed with the VR dev kits before. It really isn't that hard.
Well, it's really hard to take a concept like how you normally would and try to translate it into a new game format that you don't have any experience with.
Yeah.
That is incredibly difficult.
Like, okay, understand, if you don't have a physical grasp of like general physics or anything like that, yeah, I can understand it being hard and trying to translate that into all coding, and trying to translate all that into actual code. But like, if you have that understanding and you can actually apply it to the game and apply it to a concept and apply it to the code that's being used to make that concept a reality, then it's really not that hard. It's just understanding the math and understanding how the coding language works and understanding how the engine operates and what limitations you have to work around. That's all. Other than
yes,
that,
of course, but here's the thing though. Development isn't just that. It also has to deal with ideas.
I'm fucking aware of that.
And yes, I know that you are, but you have to remember, sometimes whenever you have an idea, you can't always translate it perfectly into VR. And this is where the issue comes in. People try to do it anyway.
Yes.
But hey, here's the thing. They got to do it in order to learn. So you know what? It's fucking fine. VR, it has to exist in its current form. It's in its infancy. It has to grow.
I'm going to say this simply. VR in general was dead on arrival because there was no titles to back it up. All there were tech demos.
Well, no fucking shit. The first video game that came out was fucking Pong. Other than that, nothing else existed.
Yeah. No.
It's not dead. It's called growing. And if it has growing pains, that's fine. Everything does.
Yeah, like fucking.
Some things grow better than others, but you have to realize with the way that the industry is moving and how hard they're pushing VR, you can already tell that's where the industry wants to go.
Yeah, when I haven't seen any fucking growth from the Vive, I'm sorry, I call that dead. I haven't seen jack shit in development. The last game I saw that was actually fully developed was Hollow Point. That was literally it.
The Rick and Morty video game?
Oh yeah, that's right. Total Recality, which in a sense, when you think about it, isn't exactly a fucking full game, unlike Hollow Point. See, the thing is with Hollow Point, it has the arcade feel.
There's currently plenty of others in development right now. Bethesda has taken advantage of they've taken advantage of it and taken two of their older titles and turned them into VR titles.
I don't fucking
and to
give
be
a shit
completely
about
honest,
those two.
they look fantastic.
Like, I'm sorry, I don't give a shit about those two titles because
as much as I hate to say it, I know Skyrim's a 6-year-old game, and I know Fallout 4 is fucking whatever, and I know that their marketing team wants to push them at full price for their VR. But at the same time, you know for a fact that the technology is there and they are benefiting from doing it this way. As VR grows and it expands, it's going to become the new media, and it doesn't fucking matter.
Understand, Hodo. I've made my point very clear to you about my stance on Skyrim. I don't give a shit that it's being made into VR. I'm not gonna like it any more than what it already is. I'm sorry. That's just reality. Like, and we're not even gonna get into that topic because I know it's gonna fucking piss you off because I'm gonna continue to sit here and bash it. Okay, so here's the thing that I'm going to say right now regarding that is I think that the direction that they're going right now is fucking ridiculous. Well, no shit.
Just in general, we all know that. But
I mean, Bethesda's been fondling their balls with their fucking franchises, and they haven't done anything to actually move along, and sooner or later...
Well, yeah, but here's the thing, though. The technology is there, though, regarding VR. Yeah. And the fact that they were able to do something with them in the first place, I feel that's a great step in the right direction.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter right now. Shit's in its infancy. You have to let shit grow in order for shit to prosper. It's how it works.
Do you not think I understand this? I'm being overly critical because I care about it actually surviving it. Like, I get it that it's in its infancy, but people need to get their shit together. I'm sorry, it's pretty black and white to me. There isn't that. It isn't that much of an issue. If there's an issue with it, find a way to fucking work around it. I'm
exactly.
sorry. It's called pre-planning, and people can't seem to do that, which baffles me. Pre-planning, understanding what you're doing, and being able to execute it smoothly. I'm sorry.
How can you understand what you're doing whenever you haven't even encountered
because you're thinking it through before you're doing anything.
Yes, but how can you do that without even testing the thing that you're working on? You can't say you can't pre-plan. You can't pre-plan something, then realize that what you planned was completely wrong.
See, I've been able to... No,
that's the thing.
Shush. I've been able to do that, hands down, no problem, when I've been programming robots. And you know what? That's just as difficult, because you're having...
Yes, but whenever you have fucking time restrictions, it doesn't matter.
Yes, I've had 6 weeks time restrictions before on creating a robot code that actually works. And I've had to test it the night before bagging that fucking robot. I am aware of what time constrictions are. I am well aware of it. And I'm sorry, it might just be the fact that all this shit comes naturally to me, because I honestly have no explanation on how I can have stuff work just perfectly fine. Like, seriously, I would go from not having a project done to having a project completely done and having it done in one go in essentially a single sitting. And I would just be sitting there fucking twiddling my thumbs, either that or working with the machinists to try to help them get their shit done. Like, it might just be me, but I don't see this as much of a problem as that people just need to fucking they need to. There are people that need to just kind of step up in the way I see it. I get it that the engines are limited, but still. But other than that, let's fucking move on, because this is wasting too much time.
Yeah, it's not just wasting too much time, but I need to say one more thing regarding this.
Yeah.
You said that there's just not enough on it.
Not enough, and I'm just on it in terms of...
You just not enough games or whatever?
Yeah, no, there isn't. Like, an Oculus Rift is just as bad.
No, we know that for a fact.
Not enough completed games, I should say. That should be my clarification there. There aren't games that actually feel completed. That is what's pissing me off, is that there are people who are not seeing this through to the end. And I get it, fucking HTC and Oculus, for that matter, kind of just dropped this on us, and they just kind of like, oh, hey, go ahead and develop it. They didn't give developers any sort of time.
No, exactly. That's what I'm trying to get through. It's going to have growing...
You never said that at any point. You never even hinted at it.
Yes, but it was inferred the entire fucking time.
No.
I should be able to infer shit with you and you be able to understand. Whenever you say shit's growing and they just drop shit on your head, then yeah, it kind of just how it goes.
Okay. We're wasting too much time at this point.
Yeah, we are.
Fucking let's go to MDHR. MDHR. We'll fucking talk about Cupheads, because we need to get through this, because we still
Cuphead's good.
Cuphead's I'm happy that September 2017 is essentially just around the corner. I wish it would come faster at this point, because
it's a good game.
Fucking, if I remember correctly, that game got canned for a little bit and then it finally got put back into action, and it's just like or was it delayed? I can't remember.
It was... I don't fucking know anymore. Its development cycle is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, no kidding.
I was just like, we game now. It's like, what?
Yeah,
okay.
But I think everyone has I'm pretty sure everyone has a unanimous agreement in that, the 1930s cartoon style is very much a needed thing in this industry, because it's
so good.
It's like pit people.
It looks so good.
It's like the pit people of side scrollers. So, anyways, finally getting to the topic that we really wanted to actually talk about, in terms of E3, fucking Nintendo. We've literally saved the best for last, because that's what we needed to do. Like, let's be fair. What titles
Nintendo.
weren't good?
as soon as they flashed up that fucking Metroid Prime 4 thing on the screen and I heard those noises, I was like,
yeah. Oh god.
Oh, I was literally I was so happy that my eyes were watering. I was just so happy.
I was about ready to start crying as well, to be honest. It's like,
I know Metroid is. I'm just like, oh my god,
and
it's alive.
And in fact, I think tomorrow I'm gonna go to GameStop and I'm gonna pre-order the special edition of Metroid: Samus Returns.
Oh, that looks so fucking good.
You do know it's just it's just a reimagining of Metroid 2 Samus Returns.
It's just fucking.
But it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. Like, how do I just say this? It gives me another reason to use my 3DS other than play Pokemon.
Yeah. No, this gives like this Nintendo's lineup at E3 gave us all a reason to actually get a Switch now. It actually gave us reasons. Like fucking Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. That's essentially just XCOM with Mario Super Mario and Rabbids skin to it. That's essentially what it is. And then you've got Super Mario Odyssey, which
Super Mario Odyssey, if they're showing it the way it is, it's going to be on the same level as Super Mario Sunshine and Super Mario 64.
The one thing,
which were unanimously some of the best games in recorded.
Oh yeah,
in history. Period. Like, it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, it's some of the most iconic games in history. Like, if you were to say Super Mario, most people would know Super Mario 64 right off the top of their heads because it's just that iconic. But like the one thing I hope in the end, I wasn't able to get a good listen to the fucking gameplay audio because those poor bastards were talking over it, and I wasn't a big fan of it. So, but
the game just looked fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that the soundtrack for Super Mario Odyssey is beautiful because if it is, that will complete the game perfectly. And then and
then they did announce that there will be a main series game for Pokemon on the Nintendo Switch.
Yes,
they said it.
Yes,
and we've been waiting for fucking ever to hear that statement.
Yeah. Oh, I'm still pissed with the whole fact that they're planning on releasing Pokken Tournament DX.
I'm fine with it because it's an IP that they want to keep.
Yeah,
so
true.
You know what? If they need to release it on a new console, then hey, why the fuck not?
Well, true, but it's just like my issue, and this is the same issue that I hold with Splatoon 2, is that the life cycles of those games specifically are too short in comparison to the fucking new games. That's what I see wrong, anyways. But
I agree with that 100%. Actually,
yeah. Another thing that I was super super excited to see, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga getting remade, and then getting the minions.
I still have my original Game Boy version of it.
Oh my god, I
still play it sometimes. It's so good.
I do as well.
It's so fucking good.
I have beaten that game so many times, and it's just it makes me happy.
Yeah, and it just literally it's just good. And then Pokemon good.
Yes, Pokemon.
Metroid good. All we were missing was a new F-Zero.
Yeah. Oh no.
That's it.
Just wait. Either PAX Prime or fucking E3 2018. They're gonna announce a new F-Zero.
They physically have to, because if they don't, I will go to Nintendo headquarters and I will do unspeakable things.
Oh, like piss all over Reggie Fils-Aimé or something like that.
Because
his body.
No, nothing that edgy.
His body is ready.
I was just still though. I was just so excited with the fact that Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
If you look at it from what it is technically from the perspective of what it was supposed to be, it is actually a good game.
Like, okay.
Because all the game is it's Samus having a nightmare while she's having surgery, because she's getting surgery to remove the suit for Metroid Fusion.
Yeah.
Because it fused with her body.
Yeah.
And technically, and the entire time, it's a manifestation of her stress and her PTSD form into a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
That's the entire game.
I'm still not a huge fan of Samus being the whole damsel in distress in that situation, but yeah, I see your point in that.
Well, it was just
no. I get it. It just doesn't take away from the fact, because Samus is just this badass female character that fucking doesn't take shit from anyone. But I get that point. It's just I'm not the biggest fan of Other M. Of course, the other game that I was actually kind of excited about seeing was Fire Emblem Warriors, because of the fact that I've been playing Hyrule Warriors for both 3DS and Wii U, and I did actually like those titles. That was a good rendition to the.
It'll be good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
I don't even need to tell you. I play Fire Emblems too. I play fucking Fire Emblem games all. I love them because they're puzzle games, but they're also strategy, and I'm good at strategy games, and I like puzzles. So yeah.
Out of curiosity, did you get Fire Emblem Echoes?
I did not. I don't plan on getting it because looking at the combat and seeing how the game's too short for me to bother with.
Okay.
In my opinion, I just feel like if they're going the same route as they did with the last game, were a pretty good length. It's just this one just felt way too short.
You're aware that this is essentially a Fire Emblem Gaiden remake, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine.
So the combat is essentially the exact same as Fire Emblem Gaiden, and it's still hard as shit. It's essentially still the same difficulty level, and they don't have any of the. I think the only thing that they have added on is the casual mode, but that's about it. And like they have all the same settings that you would usually have, and it's like even on normal mode, in classic mode, it's still hard as shit to play. Holy hell.
There's a lot of shit in that game that's like, I was looking at it too. I was actually watching, I'm not sure if any of you guys are familiar, there's a Let's Player named Tom Fox. I occasionally watch his shit because he just kind of goes at it, and like his strategies for the game is pretty similar to mine. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason why I was watching him, and I was watching it, I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Because as I was watching it, I was just realizing this, like, so this game is this, as in it's fucking ridiculous. Because I like looking at the game, and then hearing how like it actually went, even on the first level. He had to space out all of his fucking troops so that they'd all get equal experience, because if they didn't, he would get trashed in the next level, and he fucking knew it.
Yeah. And
I was just like, yep, this is Gaiden.
But, so... No, for me...
Nintendo won. There's no...
Yeah,
like...
It doesn't matter how hard people try to deny it, like, with some of the titles that got announced at E3, fucking... All the other titles paled in comparison to Nintendo's reveals. Like, holy
I'm even
shit.
excited for fucking ARMS. And, I'm not the biggest fan of fighting games, but I will play fighting games.
ARMS
looks
like
fucking great.
It looks like a lot of fun. But anyways, yeah, no, fuck, it
was a fucking good...
It was a good year.
Just presentation. It was a good presentation for Nintendo. Sony and Microsoft dropped the ball. Bethesda literally tripped over themselves and then fucking fell down the stairs, and then rolled outside, and then the ball fucking popped in their faces.
Like this E3 has been a good year in a while. It's been a good one for quite some time. So I'm happy. It was a good one for Nintendo. Yeah, Nintendo specifically.
I will say that. Nintendo specifically, it was fantastic. I really wish they would have given us more with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I really wish they would. Okay, as much as I hate to say it, I really wanted the Senna remakes, but I'd rather have the Senna remakes on the Switch.
Yeah, true.
Because whenever you think about it, Senna was all about innovation, and if it turns out that the new main game that they're making is the Senna remakes, I would be so happy, because Senna region was the first region announced for the DS.
Yeah.
And it would make sense to do. And honestly, I would be able to put my Gen 4 bias aside and just be like, hey, you know what? This is all right.
Yeah. Well, of course they would need to like completely revamp the engine and actually make it look good, but they got the power to do that with the Switch.
Oh no. The Switch in itself, the Switch is
the Switch is fucking god tier.
It's actually really fucking strong. Have you seen people like what they can do with it?
Yes, I have. It's quite insane. It really is, and I do like the fact that
for a little fucking tablet,
the console honestly got natural Unity implementation, so it's got Unity API implementation, which makes me fucking happy.
And oh my god, all that fucking Nvidia tech it's got in it. It's enough to cream over. That Tegra chip, I mean, I know it's the same one that's in the Shield, and the Shield can play fucking Skyrim easy.
Yeah, no kidding. Alrighty.
And it's alright, we need to go on to the next bit.
We need to we're gonna take a little bit of a break. We will return momentarily.
And we're back. We took that nice break, took a long piss, had a drink.
Fuck.
It was nice. This is why no one likes you.
Oh. Alrighty. Let's get on to our final topic.
Get our final topic. Let's talk about Corpocalypse.
AKA
the thing I've been
AKA the Intel i9 clusterfuck release.
Until finally realizing that they fucked up.
They still fucked up quite colossally, if I may.
Oh my god, it's incredibly it's just
I think you said this best if you want to be on, if I'm wanting to say so. Like the Intel i9 release, or this entire Skylake and Kaby Lake X re-release, essentially, was just a complete knee-jerk reaction from Intel over AMD's Ryzen processor. Because I know Linus said it in those just about those exact words, but I'm wanting to say we had this conversation before where you said something along those lines as well, and I completely agree with you on that. Like, oh fuck, dude, where to even begin with all of this? Well, I know where to begin. I
know where to begin. Let's start at the beginning. Ryzen was released, and Intel finally was like, "Oh fuck, we have to compete again.
Yeah,
we can't stop. We can't keep stalling anymore. Fuck."
Yeah. Well, I just. Essentially, let me explain it this way. What they decided to do with this refresh is that they decided to add the i9 tier to their processor list, and then
which is a mistake.
Oh god, it was a massive mistake. And then what they decided to do was completely drop the i3 from existence. Like, it makes sense because next to no one uses i3s because they're useless. And fair enough, but like, because of that, they completely destroyed their fucking list. Like,
yeah, and not to mention processors that were originally being sold for $1,000, like their X line. It's worthless now compared to the i9. The i9 is just literally better in every respect, and it costs less. Like, what the fuck is with these pricing changes?
No, i9 costs more. Like,
I'm talking about the first iteration versus an X processor. It can be overclocked, and it literally has the exact same performance.
Yeah,
as a fucking $1,000 one for $700. Yeah. Like, come on.
But like, okay, I'm talking about i9 in comparison to i7. That's what I'm talking about. Like an i9 compared to the last generation's i7 top tier processor, like a low end, like that's about where it ends up being. Like the X series i7 processors are about the low tier i9s now. And then
like it's fucking pointless, and they cost less.
And I have it specifically here in our lists. The i9 7980XE, the Extreme Edition processor that is at the top of the list, that is essentially confirming that if people start buying this, it's essentially going to cannibalize their Xeon sales, because like that processor is an 18-core 36-thread processor.
Oh no, they were worried about it cannibalizing, and then they're just gonna let it happen anyway. Like, are you fucking they're ridiculous. They're fucking and it doesn't make it any better that Coffee Lake was put off as well. Like, if they want to do i9s with Coffee Lake, then they better fucking get their ass in gear and fix their fucking lineup. But they haven't. They haven't changed any of the prices.
They pushed it till 2018, so it's gonna be like another year before we hear anything about Coffee Lake. And back with the whole i9 7980XE, like that sucker's gonna easily cost you about $2,200. Like,
oh no, but meanwhile Threadripper over here is like, well, here's 1,000, and you get literally 16 cores and 64 PCIe lanes. Fuck you. I mean, sorry, did I say PCIe lanes? I meant express lanes. Literally, that motherfucker it's just as strong as the fucking $2,000 Intel chip.
Yeah.
It's literally just as strong, came out sooner, it's not being pushed back by production, and it's just good. It can be overclocked to fucking infinity and back, because guess what? It's an AMD chip, and that's what they're good for. So like literally,
yeah,
AMD built a processor that can just fucking just destroy the industry. They just felt like it. And the thing is, they don't have to worry about it cannibalizing their server processors.
The last lineup was Vishera, which we all know was just a pile of fucking trash.
I have Vishera. Vishera was great. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
I had Vishera, and I fucking loved that shit, boy. Because you know why I loved it?
Like when we're talking about like AMD FX and whatnot. Like,
oh no, I'm talking about we need to go even fucking deeper.
Yeah.
Than this. They don't have to worry about it cannibalizing their server processor sales.
Oh god,
because their server processors, their Opterons are fucking great now.
Yeah.
They run off of Ryzen.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, they don't have to worry about it cannibalizing because Opterons serve a different person.
Different purpose.
Serve a completely different purpose.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Well, okay. So...
Whereas the Xenon is literally just, you look at an i9 architecture and you look at a Xenon, the difference is just memory bandwidth.
Correction, it's Xeon. Xeon, as in the element Xeon.
Nigga.
Nigga, I just
it's just the way that I pronounce things. I'm sorry.
Yes, but if you were going to be talking about it, if you were going to be talking about the chemical Xeon, you better fucking say it right, because it's the exact same way as it's spelt. Because, like, the Xeon processor and the element Xeon, exact same spelling. You talk to a chemist and you talk to a CPU processor, they would probably smack you.
Yeah, but
oh well.
I'm sorry that I have a fucking weird ass accent and I can't help that.
Fucking queer. Anyways, so.
But yeah, no, you look at the pricing towards lineup and everything, and then you look at what AMD's done and Intel's done.
Yeah.
Intel's just shifted everything upward, and AMD is literally the exact same.
Oh no,
by dropping the i3 and not doing any price adjustment changes to the i5, but continuing to let the Pentium exist.
They
only fucked up.
i5. There's only one i5. Not even joking.
I know, it's fucked up, but yet they let Pentium exist.
Yeah. No.
That's I mean, AMD, I know, still has Athlon, but it's an APU now.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it serves a completely different purpose.
Well, in my opinion, APUs are jokes, but whatever.
It depends on which one you have, because I ran a A10 Kaveri rig.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker will go on for forever as one of my favorite rigs, because of the fact that because of the way that it operates. If you have to do something extremely intense, it can do it because it can just take your it's called heterogeneous system architecture.
Yeah.
It'll take the GPU cores and make them run like CPU cores, and then vice versa. So if you need more or less, it'll just do it. Yeah. But since I had a dedicated graphics card, I was able to set up my processor to just go full CPU.
Yeah. Well, it's just
it ran hot, but it ran great. I still have it in my room.
My issue is that the price to performance, especially with like the older gen APUs, just in my opinion wasn't really worth the money. Like if you really wanted it, you could have probably just gotten like an Intel processor and got easily as good performance and just tacked on like a fucking. I'm not bashing it. It has its uses, but like. In the sense of when you're wanting like your price to performance, like if you're like hardballing your performance and you want to get the best money out of it, APUs are not the best option, in my opinion. I've seen it firsthand where it's just like they do good on some systems, but other systems, if you do not set it up absolutely correctly, will just be shit.
Oh no, I know that exactly. But the thing is, the A10, I got it right whenever it came out, and I got it on sale for like 30% off. So my price to performance was already low because my Vishera one literally it died. Like I couldn't get it to work.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because that it wasn't because of Ashir that it died. It died because my dad was helping me clean it, and he accidentally pulled the CPU out of the socket. He like literally ripped the heart out. Like, I'm talking about like fucking Terminator style, or actually no, sorry, not Terminator. Let's use Indiana Jones Kali Ma style. Just fucking tore out my motherboard.
Oh. So kind of going back on Ryzen and kind of throwing a little bit of pointers out there just to kind of act as a reminder. You got to remember that Ryzen is all operating off of the new system known as Infinity Thread, as I'm sure you're aware. And remember, that's bleeding edge technology. Like that's bleeding edge. But you know what's also great about Ryzen? The integrated heterogeneous system architecture. Yeah, true. Like no,
and it's
awesome.
full potential. AMD was able to take everything that they learned over the last couple of years from their APU and make one of the most solid one of the most solid CPUs in decades.
Yeah. No, fair.
And
I'm not denying you at all. Like, remember, I'm planning on building an ITX Ryzen build to try to act as an interim to my ATX RGB Ryzen build. So, like, I've done a fair amount of research to understand Ryzen's setup as well. Like, it's just the main thing that Infinity Thread relies on in most cases is the fucking RAM. Which is weird to me because it now throws in a new variable, is the speed of your RAM. Because if the speed of your RAM is not fast enough, then you're gonna have a little bit of latency.
Oh no, that's one of the weird things that I don't like about Ryzen. It just feels like it would work better with DDR5.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean?
It's like it's just a massive pain in the ass theoretically to fucking overclock. Now, of course, if Infinity Thread matured a little bit more and didn't rely so much on RAM speed specifically, but more other variables, if you will, I do feel like the system would have been perfect, if you will, for such a system, and it'd be a perfect contender for any CPU that comes down Intel's chambers for quite some time. Like even Coffee Lake, I think, will have some issues with competing with Ryzen. And to be fair, on AMD side, I'm hoping that like with Vega and whatnot, it actually fucking dominates the system.
Have you seen Vega's new? Have you seen the new Vega leaks?
Are you talking about the full specs?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
She looks. I call it a female because you have to treat PC products either as a female or else it's like a car.
Yeah.
You have to treat it well or else it won't fucking work for you. And I've learned this too from having I've actually, if we're gonna get into technicalities here, I have had 2 Vishira rigs.
Oh shit.
And the first one died because I don't even fucking know. It just did. I can't explain it. It just shit.
Mm-hmm.
It just shit the bed.
Yeah.
But allow me to go back into what I was saying. Like Infinity Thread matures, we already know where it's gonna go.
Oh yeah, no, it's only going up.
Like there's no doubt it's only gonna be able to go up. And it's the same thing whenever first generation heterogeneous system architecture was implemented with
Oh yeah, no, it was
with Vishira. It was rough as fuck. But if you look at it now, and the way that it performs on its APUs, and the way that they integrated it into GPU, CPU, it just brings harmony. It just works.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what AMD needed from the get go. AMD had this big issue with they would take one thing and it would either be too powerful. It would be too powerful for the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally it. Because if you looked at what was it? If you looked at Bulldozer, and how Bulldozer wasn't strong enough, to keep up with their GPUs.
Yeah.
And then you look with Vishira, same fucking problem, because it was, it's like an upgraded Bulldozer. And then Excavator came out and was Kaveri, right?
Yeah.
And Kaveri, it started the work, which is. Thank goodness that it did, or else AMD would be in the fucking shitters right now. But
Bulldozer was a mistake. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not even gonna try to argue that because, it was just so bad. Everyone knows it too. That's the thing.
Yeah. No, like that Bulldozer all the way up to Excavator. That was just rough. It was
I'll give Kaveri and Vishira the benefit of the doubt because I did have a Vashira rig, and I know how it ran. It was, whenever it worked, I was able to outdo any of my friends. My friend has an Extreme i7, and my little Vashira machine was able to fucking outdo it at every fucking corner.
Yeah.
Whenever it worked.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a fucking rare occurrence.
Yeah, no
but
kidding.
Whenever it did, I was able to fucking no-scope him in Battlefield 3, and it made me feel really happy. Consistently.
Well,
no, my skills in video games goes with the architecture of my computer, as usually my computers have its problems.
Alrighty then. Well,
AKA play me. I don't play other games. Play me Civ 5. That's it.
No, fuck you. Anyway, so in closing, Intel, unless they can pull a fucking rabbit out of their head, I think they're going to be in the shitter for a while. And they're going to be in kind of AMD's position for a little bit, and it's good. They need to.
I think it's going to be more than a little bit, because I'm looking at this right now, and I feel that if they're really having that much issues with Coffee Lake,
oh yeah,
and they are, it's what happened with going from the Bulldozer family over to Ryzen.
Yeah.
If they are literally having this many problems with it, then they have legitimately no point to continuing with it. It's going to be the same thing back with Athlon and Pentium.
Yeah.
We're going to be going back to those days where AMD ruled the fucking ocean because they could, because they just stopped giving a fuck.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have fucking, Intel over there just being like, struggling.
Yeah.
And we don't want to go back to that. I mean, whenever Intel's a competitor, they compete.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
They are vicious competitors.
They are fucking, it's terrifying. But the issue is that whenever they compete, they get cocky. And whenever they get cocky, they make shitty decisions like with this.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is that...
And on top of that, the fucking lawsuit that happened back in, 2006 or something like that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you know exactly which one I'm talking about, and we're not even going to get into that, because that just pisses both of us off. Because it's
because it's
unfair.
No, it was completely unfair. I felt awful for AMD and its employees in that situation. Because they worked so hard on that, and then fucking Intel's is like, lol.
Alrighty. We should probably close this off.
Yeah, we'll end it off here.
Yeah, so anyways, thank you guys for sticking with us through all of this. This was a lot longer than I wanted it to be, but hey, whatever. That fucking little argument that we had during the whole E3 conversation got really fucking heated, admittedly, but hey, whatever. Anyways, I'm Boombox.
Yeah.
This was Hodosam. Thank you guys for watching and or listening to the ending podcast. And of course, you guys know fucking Twitter will be in the bio. You can fucking come follow us. And
then remember, DM. My DMs are open. His DMs are open. If you guys want to talk, and we can set up an access point to see if we can get more people on this thing. Then you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah.
But
fucking just let's make this a good podcast again.
Yeah, let's
make this.
Let's make it a good podcast finally. Let's be real here.
Let's make this podcast great again. And with that, we will all see you in the next episode of the ending podcast. Thank you all.
It's the
for
ending
watching.
podcast, because we're ending it eventually. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.